To check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Let's move to 8 p.m. Eastern. Pacers, Pelicans. It's going to be a nice one. Pacers 4-2, 1-0 on the road. Pelicans 4-2, 2-0 at home at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. Pacers 15th in pace, 101.42. Pelicans slow in pace, 28th, 98.58 possessions a game. Pelicans sitting as 1.5-point favorites here. Pacers coming off their second loss in 3 games, 106-102 at home to the Knicks as 9.5-point favorites. Malcolm Brogdon goes for 33. But Aaron Holiday and Victor Oladipo went a combined 3 for 22 from the field. TJ Warren out indefinitely with a foot injury. He has missed the last 2 games. His absence is noticeable. Pacers are still hitting an impressive 49.4% from the field. Pelicans have won 3 of 4, and they're coming off defeating the Raptors 120-116 at home. Brandon Ingram just continues to roll. Another big night, 31 points. Bledsoe and Ball combined for 32 points, 14 assists, 9 rebounds, and 0 turnovers. God, that's nice. Pelicans defense has been strong this year, allowing just 102 points per game. The 8th game on a 9-game card. We start with Dutch Boy Fresh, Pacers, Pelicans.
Okay, so like you mentioned, the Pelicans do slow it down. They, and they play great defense as well. From the Pelicans aspect, they're actually 5-1 in the last 6 games to the under. The last game we mentioned before, they did just hit the over against your Raptors. Now 6-1 to last 7 to the under at home, and the under's 10-5 to the last 15 versus the Pacers. Now the Pacers are 5-2 in the last 7 on the to the under in road games, and 4 of the last 5 versus New Orleans has went under. So to me, with T.J. Warren being out, like you mentioned, Jimmy, he's a big piece of that offense. Like you mentioned with Oladipo, we want him keep shooting. I don't know what happened with Sabonis. Like, he's probably the best offensive player, option on their team, and he doesn't get the shots. He's not selfish either because he gets assists too. He's an all around player, but he's not overly aggressive. It's Oladipo. It seems like they want him to be the guy. I don't think he really is. Definitely from an offensive aspect, I just want him to shoot as many jumpers as possible. I like Malcolm Brogdon. I like the actual team as the Pacers when they're fully healthy. I think this is a very tough game, competitive game. Flip a coin sidewise. I'd probably lean with the home team, but also with the Pacers coming off a loss, it's a tough spot. But I love the under here simply from a matchup aspect, from a numbers aspect, and I think these are two teams that are out to prove something as well. So hopefully that'll carry over to the defensive end. So I would like the under in that game, Jim.
Yeah, I think that under makes sense. I also like the Pelicans here. I think
I'm not mad at that.
I
like Ingram. Like, he's a nightmare matchup for them.
It's
going to be juiced in the props, but when you look at it, he hasn't played that much against him. The one game he played, he had 24. But he's a different cat right now. He's on another level. I don't think he's ever been as comfortable on the court as he is right now. I think he's going to be a big problem for him tomorrow night. I'm not going to place a side because I definitely think Indiana is a better team when they're fully healthy. But this could be a Pelican spot.
And I don't want to fade the Pacers after such a poor shooting performance from Oladipo and Holiday. The Brandon Ingram points is at 22.5.
That's pretty low, actually.
That is really low. But that makes sense because it's an under game, bro. That makes sense. That really makes me want to take the under, honestly.
Well, I'm going to lock our guy Dutch in. Dutch can think about if he wants to add the Ingram prop. I'm going to lock him in on the under 218 in this spot, and let's hear what Wham has to say. Pelicans, Pacers.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. I honestly like that under. This is a clash of 2 different styles, like you guys have mentioned here. This is number 2 team in fast break points in Indiana, and also the number 2 team in points in the paint. Now, I think a lot of that has to do with them just kind of like bruising like one team and like 72 points, if I'm not mistaken. But I put that somewhere here. I was trying to look for it. I couldn't in the midst of time. But for here, though, this team in New Orleans, like you're saying, they're slow pacing. They're number 3 in opposing opponents' points per game at 102 points per game. and they're slowing down the pace and slowing down and stopping the paint. They're number 2 in opposing points per game in the paint at 38 points per game. So they're two different styles. I think the matchup favors New Orleans. I honestly, coming into this show, I was going to say my bet would probably be on New Orleans. I couldn't get the line originally because mine wasn't available yet, but I probably would have already betted the New Orleans because I think I was seeing that Indiana was possibly going to get a love here. So I see that the favorite is New Orleans though now, right, Jimmy? You said the favorite is New Orleans?
They are 1-point favorites at circa 1.5 at FanDuel and Bet365.
The way I'm looking at this is kind of giving me leaning towards New Orleans, and I like the under as well. They control the tempo. They're going to win the game, and this total seems like it's going to go over. They started the game season all their first 5 games went over. Under. I'm sorry, and their last game did go over. But we did mention that earlier on. But I look at this New Orleans team as being a matchup problem for everyone. Opposing rebounds, as far as what they're allowing people to get as far as rebounds, they're at 47 rebounds, number 1 so far. So that looks like that's here to stay. Steven Adams, that addition looks like that's the product of that addition there. I think that New Orleans is a tough matchup down low, and if Sabonis is having a bad game, and these guys can't hit their shots, this probably is going to be a Brandon Ingram mid-range game fest. And I'm taking New Orleans here, so I'm going to go New Orleans -1, and I definitely want to take that under, but I got another juicy play next, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave the under alone. I'm gonna take the -1 New Orleans though.
Okay, you got that locked. Pelicans -1, -110. I'm going to take the under with Dutch, and I think I'm going to stay just because of how poor that Pacers performance was. It's enough to make me stay off fading an angry Pacers side. Under 218, I'm with Dutch on that. Wham is on the Pelicans -1.